to a new video. A new video, this quickly. And today is a very special review. Today, I present Seaquest Beast Review Series 8, The Lord of Illusion. Not only is this the 8th season series of Seaquest, it is also, sadly, the final series of Seaquest. Sadly, we don't know why they decided to stop producing Seaquest. Maybe because Beast Quest was more popular, and so they decided to focus on that. It would make sense, considering how now Beast Quest has had over 30 series. Almost 4 times the amount of series that Seaquest spawned. After Battle of the Beast, I won't be done with Seaquest yet, and the final Seaquest video I'll most likely upload, unless I just talk about Seaquest in general in the future, is part 2 of the specials. So what do I think of this series, Benjamin? I think it's an alright series. I think Series 8 is a decent series. Year Unknown said that this series was bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. Trust me, I've had worse series. Which, by the way, guys, I may produce a video in the future ranking all the series of Seaquest. Yeah, there you go. And by the way, guys, so starting from this Monday, Monday this week, Battle of the Beasts will begin. We'll be uploading 3 battles a week for now in round 1. Unless I can't post on those days, you won't get a Battle of the Beast one, but I will make up for it. But I'm reviewing the final series of a franchise. Wow. But let's get into it. Let's not waste any time and get into it. So, what's the story? Basically, all the Alliance all of the members of the Delta Quadrant, being Aquera, Samara, Vidula, which was where they fought Tetrax, Arcturia, which is where they fought Nephro, and Gustados, which is where they fought Finaria. Basically, it's all them in the Delta Quadrant coming together to make a peace treaty and become allies. However, when a bomb goes off at the meeting, everyone gets suspicious of who planted the bomb. However, it turns out Max and Leah later find out it's a Gustadian called Cade, who is known as the Lord of Illusion. And Cade wants to basically take over all of the Delta Quadrant. So Max and Leah need to prove that Cade was the one who planted the bomb to stop a war between all of the different people. So, and also, no one can trust them. Like, no one can trust anyone. They're suspicious of everyone who could have planted the bomb. So yeah, so it's Cade. Cade, in my opinion, is actually a good villain. I actually enjoy Cade as a villain, and that's why he's called the Lord of Illusion. Right, but without further ado, let's get into the series. So, first one up is Gort the Deadly Snatcher. Design I gave a 7. It's basically a sea worm, but I love like the hairs it has on it, the 4 like sharp blades it has for jaws, the spikes running down it. It does look like a giant, terrifying sea worm. Oh yeah, and by the way, also Cade has stolen Leah's mother's ring, which gives him the power to control 4 of a temple's. There's his temple, and it has 4 guardians, and Cade uses Leah's mother's ring to control them. So there you go. Cock. Abilities, cock. Abilities, I gave a 6. It can shoot its own teeth out of its mouth, which can be poisonous, and can send whoever it hits to sleep. Very sharp, and it has sharp blades for teeth and is very agile. And the fight I gave a 5. To be honest, the fight overall wasn't really anything exciting. It was a bit boring, and it's a shame because story-wise with this book, I think it was good. But the fight-wise, I wasn't feeling the fight. It's unique how they used the Beast's ability against him. But yeah, I found it quite boring, honestly, to read this fight. I managed to get through it. It's not bad, but yeah, I don't ever read this again. But it's alright, but the total for Gort is 18 out of 30. Story-wise, like Verlof, a good starter. Beast-wise, definitely has a better design than Verlof. And to be honest, I think I should have just gave him abilities 5, because now that I look at Verlof's abilities and his, yeah, I think Verlof had better abilities. But my score's final. But on the bright side, he's not the worst starting book to a series. So yeah, not bad. Next up is Fangor the Crunching Giant. Design I gave a 7. It's a hippo, and this is Unknown's least favourite Sequest book. I love the spikes he has all over. Like him, the metalness. I love how he's running, the little hairs detailed on his skin. And it's great. Now this takes place in Vidula, which like I said, they fought Tetrak, so it's good. It's good to see pornography. It's good to see them fighting in the same place where they fought my favourite Sequest beast, so that's good. Abilities I gave a 6. He can run very fast, despite being gigantic. Very thick armor. When he snaps his mouth underwater, he can create tidal waves that push his opponents back. He can walk on the seabed, and also sharp teeth. So yeah, he might stand a chance in Battle of the Beasts, but who knows? Especially after I've seen his I don't know. And fight I gave a 5. The fight didn't happen until like the last 2 chapters of the book. But I do love how they treat Fangor basically like a god. And how we got some Nabor and all the monkey people of the Vidula tribe. How Cade pretended to be the shaman of the tribe due to a holograph suit, which is one of the cool features of this series. Yeah, but even though the fight didn't really happen until the end, this isn't as good as I wanted it to be, because out of all of them, I was really looking forward to this one. I think that story. Okay, I think that story-wise, it was actually really good. I did enjoy story-wise. The start was a bit slow, like the first 2 chapters, when these minefish, like they're called the fish that explode, these minefish were chasing after them. Yeah, it was a bit slow there. But once it gets to Vidula and the monkey people are introduced, and then the story just goes, it gets better. So yeah. Overall, Fangor is a good book, I think. Well, decent. The total for Fangor, like Gort, is 18 out of 30. In fact, if you've noticed, of course, well, you must have noticed, Fangor has the same exact has the exact same score as Gort and has the exact same rating as Gort. But yeah, but it's good to see a hippo beast introduced, and yeah, I actually think it's actually a good book. I did enjoy reading that one. Right, next up is Shelka the Mighty Fortress. Design I gave a 7. Giant crab, but I love the spikes on its shell, the silverness, just the redness, the little hairs. And if you look closely, you can see a certain person on there. That is Cora Blackheart, who... So, spoilers, since I haven't actually read the special. Apparently, I'm guessing that Cora Blackheart got out of the Lost Lagoon because she appeared in Jandor the Arctic Lizard, which is one of the specials. But then I'm just like... But, okay, I may not... I haven't read the special yet, so maybe they did, but... If I'm right, Series 4 said... But Series 4 said... The only way to get out of the Lost Lagoon was to get these elements, I believe. Yeah, or these stuff to build. I believe a compass. Yeah, a compass. A compass to get out. But. So how did Cora Blackheart get out? But, spoilers. So Cade apparently freed him, and now, by the way, this is the last book that Cora Blackheart appears in. She gets defeated in one book. This big bad guy that was in, like, the main bad guy, like, series 3 and 4, is now just gone. Oh, God. I mean, I do like Cora Blackheart. She's a cool villain, but just like, why do you have to bring her back? And especially what happens in the book. There's not really a reason to bring her back. But anyway, back to Shelka. Abilities I gave her 7. Better than the others. A giant shell, so basically indestructible, and she's called the Mighty. He's called the Mighty Fortress. Sharp claws and claws that can deflect like torpedoes and beams being shot at it. He can hide in his own shell, and he has like an energy cannon that he can shoot out from his shell. I think Shelka is going to have a good chance in Battle of the Beast, considering how big he is. So I think he has a good chance. And the fire gave a 5. Like what happened with... no. We'll get to that later. There were 2 fights. One happened near the beginning. Surprisingly, Shelka appeared at the beginning. And then later on, we get the final fight. And it was basically... They used a freeze ray to freeze Shelka and then take the gem. Oh yeah, each beast is being controlled by a gem. If you looked very closely at the pictures, you would have noticed that they have a gem on them. So yeah, so that's Shelka. Overall, another decent book. I feel like all these 3 have just been decent. This is the only book out of the entire series that Cade himself doesn't actually appear in it. He appears in Gorton Fangor and of course the last one, but he does not appear in this one. Cora Blackheart's in this one. The total for Shelka is 19 out of 30. Once again, another decent book. Nothing special, but overall, I think he's unique in a way. Right, guys. It is time for the final Sequest book. The finale to all of the Sequest books, starting from Cephalox. We've come all this way, and now it's time to the fight. come down to the final book. The final book, so, let's move on to the final book of Series 8 and the final Sequest book, Loose Jaw the Nightmare Fish. Design, I gave a 9. I'll admit, they went out good. Loose Jaw design is great. I'm guessing it might have to be a sperm whale, but I can't really tell. The spikes, how it doesn't have, how it doesn't have like a bottom jaw. The teeth, just the eyes and the spikes, and it really gives off a very terrifying design, known as he's called, the Nightmare Fish. So it's great to have a great design to go out on. Abilities, I gave a 7. Very agile, can fire torpedoes, and the light. He can use the light to attract his victims towards him and put them in a trance because they want to go near the light. That happened with Max, I believe twice, two or three times. And he can shape the light to, if it hits his victims, he can make them go lifeless for a couple seconds. I'm guessing so that they just can't move and he can just go and eat them. Sharp teeth and is very agile. And the fighter gave a 6. Now, granted, there was, like Gullock, Loose Jaw wasn't really in the book much. Loose Jaw wasn't really in the book. However, unlike Gullock, Loose Jaw was a way better than I, because the story without him I did enjoy. I enjoyed the first fight with Loose Jaw and the finale fight, which was actually against Cade. And the big reveal that Cade actually got away and it was 2 of his minions. And the fact that the Merrin used their aqua powers to basically just freeze Loose Jaw. Nika. Also, there was something very smart, which was another great reason why Cade's plan, while simple, was brilliant. Since he had stopped all of the communication systems in all the other islands and all the other people except for Gustados, and he was broadcasting everything that happened in the maze of illusion, like everything he was broadcasting live. When one of his minions disguised themselves as Leah through the holograph, and Max realised that, and he shot at Leah. When that was broadcasted to the Merrin basically, and it looked like to everyone, it looked like that Max had killed Leah. So the Merrin and the Aquarans were actually fighting each other. But then they learned to stop, and then they stopped, and then they helped destroy the den. Cade gets defeated. Loose Jaw is defeated at last. But the one part of the finale that doesn't age well, Cade got away and he still has Leah's mother's ring. And they make a promise, a sort of promise saying that if he ever comes back, they don't have the idea of him still having Leah's mother's ring, but hopefully we can find him. And at the end, it's just a big swan song to the whole series. Maybe, I do wonder sometimes if they knew this would be the final series, but who knows? Max and Leah get awarded medals they high-five each other, and they hug, which is something that they've never actually done in this series, I believe. Yeah, I don't know if they've ever hugged. So they hug each other, they get presented with their medals, Spike and Rivet do tricks, everyone comes together. It's like a big swan song. And it ends with a great picture. Everyone's clapping Max and Leah. Oh god, hang on. Well, clapping for them, and hang on, let me see if I can watch that. Yeah, if you can see, there, you can see Max. You can see Max and Leah just there, just holding hands and being like, and of course, like everyone clapping for them, and of course, and the final lines being, no one knew what dangers might befall the Alliance in the future. together, he and Leah would face up to any threat. And then that's it. It's over. I do not know why Ewan doesn't really like this series. I find this series at least decent. Loose Jaw, in my opinion, is one of the best finales in Sequest. I adore this finale. It was a great finale to the whole entire franchise. And really, this finale beats several of the finales in Beast Quest. I'm not going to name a couple now because we're 20 minutes quickly. Oh god. But overall, Loose Jaw is a great finale to a decent series, and at least the series went on out on a great note in my opinion. The total for Loose Jaw is 22 out of 30. What more can I say? I've pretty much said what I think about Loose Jaw. Well, I have. But I cannot tell enough how much I adore Loose Jaw. Am I happy that it ended like this? Yes. Do I wish Loose Jaw could have been in it a bit more? Yeah, maybe a bit, but and also do I wish the final battle with Loose Jaw was a bit much? Then again, it wasn't really a battle. Yeah, but I don't think But those are just little details. I'm actually fine with this book. I loved how it went. And on the last final chapter, knowing it was the final book, I was just all tense. And the action scenes, Max and Leah versus Cade, it was just great. I could not have asked for a better finale. So, let's get on to the total. The total for Series 8 of Sequest, The Lord of Illusion, and the final series of Sequest, the final score, you ready for the final one? Is 77 out of 120. Beat Series 7 score, which is very surprising actually. However, do I prefer Series 7 over this series? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to say that Series 7 was actually better. But, is this series bad? No. Really though, only Loose Jaw, piles it up. But the other beasts weren't bad. Fangor, especially out of them, was, good. Bit disappointing of what I wanted, but it was still good, I enjoyed it. And Gort and Shelker were also good entries. So overall, we ended off with, in my opinion, a decent finale. I mean, I'd give this series, probably a 6.5. Maybe a 7. 6.5 to 7. 6.5 to 7, I'd give this series. But this series was, it was a good finale. Do I wish it could have been a better finale? Yes. But, with that being said, I'm happy. Do I wish we can still get a Series 9 of Sequest? Yes, but by the looks of it, the series ended in 2016. It's 2023. I don't think they have any intention, sadly, of bringing Sequest back. And if they did, that would be very surprising. But with that being said, time to get on to the rankings of these books. From my least favourite, of course, to my favourite book. So, least favourite book of the series is Gort the Deadly Snatcher. Like I said, the story itself is good. That's really the only good thing that brings it up. Beast-wise, it just comes off as decent. His design, and probably being the worst design of the series, and his fight just didn't have the oomph factor that Sequest battles should have. But I do think that abilities wise, I did like the ability where it it can spit its teeth and it can its teeth can put people to sleep. I think that was good. I did enjoy that. I think that was really good. So yeah, that's why Gort is last place. Third place, very surprisingly by score actually, is actually Schalke the Mighty Fortress. Now, I was debating whether to put this over second place, but looking at it, even though it has the second best abilities of the series, it doesn't. Schalke wasn't really and it wasn't really like fighting wise. Like Schalke, all Schalke did was a few movements that threatened the team. It's good. I'll admit, it's good to have. No. It is. Yeah. It is good in a way to see Cora Blackheart again. But for saying that she only appears in this book, I don't think there was any point to bring her back in this book. I think they should have just left her there, and that's that. I mean, I don't know how her story goes. We're going to have to wait till we read the other specials. I'm probably Jandor, so yeah, so Schalke, but beast-wise, it's alright. Second place is Fangor the Crunching Giant. Design-wise, like I said, good. Abilities, I did like, now, mostly it showed its abilities towards the end of the book. I do wish it had more time to shine, as well as more fight. But, it took place in Vidula. I got to see the Vidulans again. I got to see Nabor again. I love how they were still, like, they wanted Max and Leah to get off the island as quickly as possible because they were, like, even after they defeated Fangor, they were still suspicious. The only one thing I will say though, when Max and Leah was supposedly going to be sacrificed to Fangor, apparently Nabor can't do anything, even though he's the chief. But if Nabor's the chief, how is he, like, not able to do that? He's the chief. It's confusing, but from what fight he did have at the end, Fangor, it was a good fight. Fangor, and in my opinion, Year Unknown, Fangor is an underrated book. Definitely not my least favourite Beast Quest book. But, of course, pretty obvious by the score, and also just what I said about it, my favourite book of Series A is, of course, Loosejaw the Nightmare Fish. A great finale to Series A. What more can I say? It has great abilities. The two laser abilities, we've never really seen them before. Well, the one where he can put them to sleep, but the other one we may have seen before. It has one of the best Sequest designs. I think I've rarely given any of them a 9 for score. Did I give Rakara a score of 9? Yeah, I might have given Rakar a score of 9. Who knows? But yeah, so it's very rare I was able to hand out Sequest books a 9 for design. But I'm glad that at least the final book, we get one last final big 9. The only reason I give it a 10 is, I won't give it a 10 is because, well, some bits really happen. Sadly, it's not my favourite Sequest book, but it is one of my favourites. And honestly, I think that Loosejaw is also underrated, like, well, basically, Series 8 in general. It was a great finale to a decent series that had a great villain and a good story. And all I can say is, farewell, Sequest. Thank you for all you've done. But, with that being said, that was the final Sequest review. starting from Monday, tomorrow, actually, I will be doing Battle of the Beast episode 1. I really look forward to doing Battle of the Beast. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to publishing that episode. I've already got a whole battle in plan. So, now there's not really any secret stuff to do. Apart from part 2 special, but I only have Octal, so I need to get the rest of them. But don't worry, I will be doing Battle of the Beast, like I said. Maybe, like Year Unknown said in his collab, when I've read all the Secret books, maybe we could do a collab. I'm not promising anything, and I don't know if he will, do it, or we promise anything, but that could be a potential. So, I know it's like a year late, but just to respond to his, comment, yeah, Yonan, I would love to do a collab with you, Sequest, and now that I finished all the Sequest books, we could. So, he will have to let me know if I can do it, but there you go. So, guys, with that being said, that's all for this time. And by the way, if I don't upload any battles, that's because of events. But I may have said this at the beginning. But just once more, yeah, if I don't publish any battles like on certain days, I promise. So okay, for the first 5 weeks, this is the timetable. I will be posting on Monday, I'll be posting on Wednesday, and I'll be posting on Friday. Those are going to be the 3 days I'm going to be posting. So, there you go. So, if you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that notification bell down below. Honestly, this series has been good, even though I do prefer Beast Quest over this series any day. It was a good spin-off series to read. And so, guys, I will be seeing you tomorrow with the first Battle of the Beast episode, which I look forward to. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.